What's up, you guys? Welcome back. Today I'm super excited because we're going to be doing a full face of brand new drugstore makeup. There have been so many new releases at the drugstore, high-end Sephora, like literally everywhere, but I compiled a bunch of new drugstore because you guys know that's what makes my heart happy. I love new drugstore makeup, so I'm really excited because so many of these get really rave reviews. So I'm interested to see if they are actually that good. A few of these I've tried and already know they're really good, so I'm excited to share them with you here, and then some of them I haven't tried at all yet, so we're gonna see it together. Be sure to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, and click the little bell right next to the subscribe button so you can be notified of all my future uploads. And without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. Okay, up first we have the new CoverGirl Color Correcting Serum Moisturizing Primer. So that has a lot of claims. It's like it's a primer, a moisturizer, a serum, color correcting, all the things. So I have the yellow one. I really want to try the green one too, because the green one I think is supposed to help combat redness, but the yellow one is supposed to combat dullness in the skin and give like a brighter appearance. So I have tried this already, but I haven't shared with you guys it on my YouTube channel, and it is so good. First time I tried it, I was kind of like, who knows, because I've never really tried like a yellow color correcting primer, but it really does brighten up the skin and it blends out so that it looks very natural, not just like super yellowy on the skin. It really just brightens and it feels nice and silky and hydrating, which I like as well. But at first it's like, ooh, very yellow, but then it really, once you blend it in and work it into the skin, gives a nice glow. Obviously it's meant to have like a foundation, some sort of other product put on top of it, but I really like it. So I definitely want to try the green one too to see how that works with redness, but the yellow one I have been really enjoying. CoverGirl I feel like makes very good complexion products. I like a lot of their complexion products, so that one has been a favorite of mine recently. Okay, up next, brand new. I have not tried this yet. I've been literally saving it. I'm like, oh, I want to try it. So I bought this like a while back at Target when I first saw it, but I've been saving it to use in like a first impressions drugstore video. So this is the Revlon Skin Caring Foundation, and it says Illuminance, so I guess that's like the name of the foundation, and it has 5% squalene hyaluronic acid in it, so I think it's supposed to be like really glowy. I got this in shade 213. Again, I bought it at Target. Let me look up what the price was because it's been a while. I don't remember what I paid, to be honest with you. Okay, it's $15.99 at Target, $17.99 at Ulta, so it's not cheap. Definitely at the higher end of drugstore foundations, but I'm gonna pump some onto my finger and then put it on my skin. I'll do 2 pumps to start, kind of spread it around the face. It has like a little bit of a scent to it, but nothing like crazy. I feel like it just kind of smells like foundation. I don't know. A little Play-Doh-y. I feel like sometimes drugstore foundations can have that like scent. I don't know how else to describe it besides Play-Doh. I kind of get that with this one. It's not super strong though, to be honest, so just mildly Play-Doh-y. Okay, definitely like a light coverage that it's giving me, but it does look really pretty. Blending out easily, which I like. Okay, this actually looks really nice on the skin. Definitely has a little bit of a glow to it, but it's nothing crazy. Definitely looks like skin, just a little bit perfected. It's definitely a light coverage, so I think it's categorized as a medium coverage. It is, I would say it's more in between like a light to medium coverage. It really gave me more of like a BB CC cream type coverage. I'm sure if I was to go in with more, I could probably build it up. I'll do that just so we can see if it builds or it's gonna start to like pill on each other. So adding one more pump. Feels very lightweight on the skin though, which I like. Like I feel like for spring and summer, this is gonna be really great. When it's hot and everything, I like products that just feel really light on my skin. And I was able to build up the coverage to what I would more so call this a medium coverage, but that is using 3 pumps. So keep in mind if you're more of like a 1 pump kind of person, is gonna be a very light coverage, but it feels really nice in the skin. Like that it has hyaluronic acid and other skincare benefits in it. And it definitely feels hydrating, which for me having dry skin is really great. So I will keep you guys updated. I will update the description box. So if you go down there and you see where I have all the products listed, look for this and I will put a wear test update on how it wears throughout the day. But so far upon first application, I think it looks really nice and I do really like it. Alrighty, up next we have the Physicians Formula Butter Glow Concealer. So I already tried this out and I have surprisingly been loving this. Honestly, I didn't have the highest of hopes because a lot of Physicians Formula complexion products when it comes to like their foundations and stuff, I haven't really loved in the past. This looks really pretty on. I have the shade Fair to Light. So I'm gonna go in and apply it. It actually is a lot more full coverage than I thought it was gonna be. Very soft doe foot too, which is nice. It's like very flexible. My only gripe with this is it comes with on the top a little applicator. So you can see I tried to use it with this the first time. I'll show you guys with it, but this to me is just like, unless you're maybe using like one teeny tiny little dab of concealer, which people probably do that. I'm clearly not doing that. maybe this will work for that. But I never like when products come with applicators because I feel like 9 times out of 10 they're not any good and I'm just gonna use my own products anyways. I just feel like it would take me 100 years to blend out the concealer with this little applicator. It's possible, but with a beauty sponge it definitely blends out way quicker, but this concealer is really, really pretty. I would say it's a good medium coverage. I thought it was gonna be just a very light coverage, and it does have a glowy finish to it, but I feel like it really highlights and brightens the under eye and looks very, very nice. And I was really impressed with it when I tried it the first time. It reminds me a little bit of the Kosas, the brightening concealer from Kosas, which I really, really love. This reminds me of a similar kind of like vibe of that. Like brightening, hydrating, a little bit glowy to the under eyes, but then you can set it with a powder if you wanna like bring that glow down, but still have that hydrated feeling to your under eyes. So I personally really, really liked it and thought it was really good. But let me know if you guys have tried this yet and what you thought, but I have been really enjoying it. Okay, up next to contour, we're gonna use the Flower Beauty Low Light Liquid Contour. This is my baby. I love this. So, so good. I have it in shade medium. Obviously, this is supposed to be like a drugstore sort of dupe to the Charlotte Tilbury contour one, and I think this one works super similarly. The component is very similar. I showed this on my Instagram, my TikTok, me using it, and like how I basically put Charlotte Tilbury on one side, this on the other, and showed them next to each other. And I got a lot of people saying that when they tried this, they thought it was difficult to blend. So what you basically have to do is, I'm gonna apply, I guess I'll do like 3 little dots there. Apply it on, then go in and blend. Don't apply it onto your face and then go to the other side and apply it and then wait to blend. You have to blend it immediately because this product dries quickly. So that is definitely a difference between this and the Charlotte Tilbury. The Charlotte Tilbury one is easier to blend. It definitely has a longer drying time, so you can blend it easier, where I find with this one, I gotta apply it to one side, go in, apply it to my other side, and blend it like that. And when you do it like that, it blends very, very easily, and I think it looks really nice. You just don't want to put it on your face and then like, you know, look at your phone, answer a text message, whatever, and not blend it, because it does dry quick. But once it's blended, it'll dry down, and I think it looks really, really beautiful and is a great drugstore alternative to the Charlotte Tilbury, which is obviously a lot more expensive. I think I paid $14 for this one, where the Charlotte Tilbury is 40, I think, maybe potentially even more. Definitely a good drugstore alternative. Just wanted to emphasize the fact that it does dry quickly. So I hear you guys. So if you feel like you had difficulty blending it, I think that's probably why, but I've really been liking it. Okay, up next, I have not tried this yet. This is new from Makeup Revolution, and it is, does it say on the back here? It just says multi-use balm. It's basically like a balm blush, but you can use it as like a lip product too if you want to. So this is the one I have. Why does it not say the shade though? It does not say the shade on this anywhere, but I know there's multiple shades, so I'm gonna put the shade in the description box of what this color is, but it's a pretty like pinky mauvey shade. So we're gonna go in and use this today on our cheeks. I feel like I need a little bit more. I never know, because sometimes these balm blushes, they can either be crazy pigmented or like very lightly pigmented. So this one is definitely more of a light pigment. Okay, definitely very glowy. It smells like bananas. It's like a banana-y, like fruity scent. Okay, she is glowy as can be. Like it definitely has a very dewy finish to it, which is interesting, because I'm all about like the cream blushes and balms and all that kind of stuff, but this one feels almost more like I'm putting like a lip gloss or something on my face. But I want to see if it'll eventually dry down. So let's give it a second and see if there's any change. Okay, it's really not changing. It's supposed to give, I just looked up the little like caption on Ulta's website about it, and it's basically saying that it's supposed to give a natural looking dewy finish. And the shade that I am using is Peach Bliss. And you can use it on your cheeks or your lips. So I'm gonna take a little with my finger and put it on my lips, where I feel like, see, I feel like even on my lips, I don't know. It's okay. It feels like a lip product. I wouldn't typically really use this on my lips, and on my face, it's a little too sticky for me to ever really want to use this. Like I feel like I like the dewiness that they're kind of going for with it, but it looks more so like almost a face gloss, and for me it's just a little too dewy, so I wouldn't wear it. So I thought that I was gonna really like this, but I feel like for me it's kind of a miss. The texture is just off, and I definitely, it says you could put it on your eyes. I would definitely not want to put it on my eyes either. I feel like the only place I would use it is my lips, and I probably won't use it there, to be honest. So this one was a miss for me, unfortunately. I'm just here to give you guys my opinions, obviously. All right, so at the very least I need to set these under eyes, so I'm just gonna go in with some powder and set the under eye concealer down. I'm gonna leave the blush in its dewy little state, but I wanna set my under eyes to make sure they don't crease. And then on the rest of my face, I'm gonna jump in with some of the Maybelline Superstay. This is a foundation powder. I have been loving this. I have it in shade 220, and I'm just gonna use this to set like the center part of my face. We'll leave the rest of the face kind of glowy, but I'm gonna just set down here. But this has definitely been a recent drugstore favorite of mine. I think it's really good. Alrighty, I'm gonna zoom you guys in a little bit more for our eyes. We're gonna go with the Milani Gilded Mini Palette. So Milani came out with a bunch of new little mini palettes. This one is the Gilded Mini Whiskey Business. So it's actually an all matte palette. I thought this looked beautiful and it reminded me a little bit of like the Makeup by Mario, his Everyday Matte palette. Like it just has your matte neutral essential. So I was like, ooh, could it be a dupe? Because I do love that palette. It's beautiful, but it is pricier, obviously. You do get less shadows in this palette than you do in the Makeup by Mario. That's a much larger palette, but I thought this looked really, really nice. I only tried very few eyeshadows from them, so definitely eager to try this out. And like I said, they did come out with quite a few. I think they came out with about 5 of them and they retail for $9. And they all have 6 different shades. So I'm gonna start by going in with this shade right here. And I'm gonna work that in my crease as a neutral transition. This is a little bit darker actually on the eye than it appears in the pan. So I'm gonna keep it in the crease and in the upper crease. And then I'm gonna go back with this lighter shade here that's right next to it. I'm gonna do that one up in the upper crease so we don't have it be too dark. That works nicely. Even with the powders we use, my face just from that balm still feels so sticky. It's such a weird feeling that I just do not love. We're rolling with it. All right. Good on that. Let's go in with this deeper shade right here. And I'm gonna take this on a brush and bring it into the crease. We're gonna do like a darker smoky eye today. But I'm gonna buff that on the crease. So far these are blending really nicely. You never know because sometimes mattes can be like patchy and not easy to blend, but these are doing pretty good. And they definitely have good pigment too. Now I'm gonna jump in with this shade right here. It's more of like almost a burnt orange type of brown. And I'm gonna place that all over the lid. Same thing on this eye. Then I'm gonna go in with the lightest shade and I'm gonna put that beneath the brow bone just to highlight that. Then taking a small detail brush and the darkest shade, which is almost like a brown, like a really dark plum. Like it's a brown with plum sort of undertones to it. And I'm gonna work that on the upper lash line, bringing it in about halfway, and then gonna create a little wing with it, just as like a little diffused wing, and then connect it to the lower lash line as well. Again, bring it about halfway on the lower lash line. Same thing on the other eye. Only thing about these little mini palettes is that if you're somebody like me that needs to look like up close when they're doing their eyes, obviously they do not come with a mirror, so you're gonna have to grab something else. I always feel like I have great eyesight until I'm trying to do my eyeshadow and can't see anything from a mirror that's like just right in front of me. I always need to have it right up in my eyeballs. And then lastly, I'm gonna go in on the lower lash line with the mix of these 2 shades right here and just buff that down there. And this is the completed look. I actually really love how this look came out. I feel like it came out really, really nice and the shadows worked really well. So we'll definitely use this again. I feel like this is a great one for every single day. Okay, for mascara, I don't have a brand new one from the drugstore that I haven't tried yet, but this is new from the drugstore and it's the e.l.f. Lash and Roll. I have been loving this. It is so, so good. So that's what I'm gonna use on my lashes today because this is new at the drugstore, just not new to me, but it is really, really good. Obviously, I think it's pretty apparent from like the packaging that they meant for this to kind of be like a dupe for the Benefit Roller Lash, but this looks better on my lashes than the Roller Lash does because I used to actually really like the Roller Lash, but this one honestly does more for me and I've been loving it. So gonna just pop this on our lashes. Okay, we are good to go on the mascara. I actually love this like darker smoky eye look. Super pretty and was easy to do. So I like that. Okay, now we have a new lipstick to try. This is new from Revlon. You guys know I love Revlon's lipsticks normally. Like some of my absolute favorites are from them. I'm gonna line my lips first. So I'm gonna just use the Catrice Plumping Lip Liner. This one is in the shade Cheers to Life. That's a cute little name. So I'm gonna line my lips with this, kind of like a mauve pink shade. And then for our lipstick, this is the Revlon Colorstay Suede Ink. I have this in the shade Gut Instinct. And this is supposed to be like a matte, like a suede kind of finish, which is kind of, I feel like the same way to say like a soft matte. So it'll look matte, but it'll still basically feel creamy. And that's exactly how this one feels. And I love this shade. Revlon just kills it on their lipsticks. Like, because you guys know Revlon Untold Stories is one of my favorites. I feel like their formula is just good because they look matte, but they feel creamy still and they're not like drying to the lips. And the shades are just really nice. I like this shade too. Gut Instinct. A little bit darker than Untold Stories is if you guys are familiar with that one. That's definitely like a lighter shade than this, but this is really, really pretty. And I think it looks nice. The eyes, the lips, everything really besides the blush. That's where it threw me off a little bit and it still feels a little weird on my face. But overall, lots of good products. So y'all know the drugstore has just been killing it recently. So definitely really, really excited about that. Let me know what you guys think. Have you tried any of these products? Do you plan to try them? What are your thoughts? I would love to hear. Thank you guys so much for watching. I will link everything that we used today down below in the description box and I will see you very soon in my next video. Bye.